During the first phase to a point where Edward, on the other hand, was also forced to pick up the Esmeralda as well. So, yeah, there's some tendencies for that.
Okay, so it is a CC gold.
Unless, I'm telling you, bro, like our brains are just being chopped into little tidbits right now. But there you go. Could be a potential closer. Now, if DNC is willing to take it into the late game, then Yue would be more than happy to dish out the damage. This is what Aurora had up their sleeve.
Benny Cutie. What can he be willing to play into this? We did suggest, or we did open up that the fighter gold lane options out there are still potentially the likes of the Ruby or the Bane, but they go marksman this time. And they're the ones who pick up the Brody. So it's not going to be an all-out fighter lineup for TNC. If it's about dragging it all the way to the late game, then they also have to be just as fully equipped.
But mind you, they have Brody for the early game and then Alice once it reaches the late game. I know it's not the damage Alice that we are used to, but it's going to be enough to at least buy some time for Benecutie to dish out some damage.
Yeah, and it's also probably just similar to what we mentioned earlier, being the neutral or going for the neutral balanced safe options. That'll just keep you in the game up until the moment that you can finally fight back.
We have a lot of questions that will be answered in this game. A 14-match win streak for Aurora. The best finish for TNC since Season 9. Who will make history? Nice one, Leo. Go get him.
You can hear the crowd here in the MPL Filipino Arena. It's 10:30 in the evening, and I'll tell you what, it's still jam-packed here. Who would have thought? Game 5 for this one, TNC, the 5th seed. It's still TNC in 5, man. Can they end it here, Leo?
Who are we to doubt? The Phoenix Army. For years, they've been the receiving end of heartbreak. And here, they might break the hearts of the thousands of Aurora fans in attendance in the Cuneta Astrodome.
Man, I'll tell you what, the way this draft went, there's shades of that new meta. There's shades of tricks up the sleeve. One of those being that Sicilian for Yue. We talked about this a couple games ago, maybe a few games ago in the series even, that Yue, one of the few players to bring out the Sicilian, had phenomenal stats on it last season, brought it out maybe once or twice, I think it was, in Season 16, and now we'll bring it out for Game 5 to potentially get them one step closer to M7 for them, staying in that upper bracket, or will be a TNC with a massive upset already here, day 2 of the playoffs, if they can finish it off. Now, one thing that's been amazing for them is Zyda. Zyda has been locked in the jungle. I'll say this too, even Lancey and Chaknu, they've been working really well together on a lot of these setups in the early game. Chaknu alone, talk about a series for him. Yeah, he made missed a couple ultimates on the Grok when he had him, but he dealt with him. Lancey, okay.
Early flicker spent on Lancey, and you don't need much connection to do that. You just need sheer mechanics, and Lancey's been on point.
He has. Honestly, you got to give it up for the entire TNC, man. They have been on point as a team. Even 3mar doing work on different heroes throughout the series. Now he's getting his hands on the Alice. His first turtle's up, though. It is going to be started up by Demon Kite. It's going to be zoned out a little bit by Chaknu, so they're going to go ahead and capitalize on this while they're split up from the sides.
Backline in control for TNC. They draw first blood on Light, but Demon Kite secures the turtle. Aurora has had it with TNC zoning them out from these big objectives from the early all the way to the late. Aurora said that's enough.
That's enough, man, and they'll do it themselves as well. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Light picked up the Hylos here. You know, part of his job is going to go ahead and to be that, zone out what he can. I'm just a little worried if they don't control what we saw in the hands of Domain Kite, that Brody, this time around in the hands of Benecutie. I think Light might have some trouble. So what you have to rely on here is him and Edward in conjunction with even Domain Kite on the CC to help alleviate some of that pressure on Light's shoulders.
I'm not as worried about that because Look at mid. You already mentioned a hot topic in this matchup. Aurora, they drafted a Sicilian into the hands of Yue. That's his Excalibur, man.
That might be enough.
Like, that's the mythical pick.
It might be enough to help Light out. I think even so, our panel mentioned the same thoughts here. Leo, it was like, if they get to the late game, that's what Sicilian is, man. Like, he is that guy to get those stacks.
And here's where I'd like to disagree, but just the same, ride that thought. It doesn't have to make it to the late game. Yue has played this hero and made it feel like it's the 18-minute mark with just about 2 items.
That's true. Even alone with the claws alone are enough to kind of disrupt some of the composition ideas here for TNC with this one.
Imagine a well-placed Gleam with a well-timed Ruin. And then you just get, what? With a Claw.
I'm getting clawed. That's not what you want to have happen here. So for TNC, you'll have to see this lineup kind of come to fruition later on. And Aurora as well. Ben Cutie just part of that torn apart memory. He does damage check Dome and Kite, but the rest of the team will center around the second turtle of the game. So not too much action leading into this. It's all about the objectives right now for both of these sides. Chaknu holding it with 3 Mart. They'll wait for Zyna to go ahead and make his way after getting the orange buff. Demon Kite's here, so he's actually going to take control of this. And now we'll see. I thought that Dome and Kite might even rotate down, but he doesn't want to leave Benny up there, so it looks like it's just going to be a turtle in the hands of Demon Kite. 2 for 2 now.
Contrary to how TNT has been playing for a majority of the series, suddenly they're the ones who are behind a step or two. Aurora score another turtle for free this time. Conceal coming in from Chaknu. Zyda rides that wave. It's that Mount Shocker already throws just a charge shot, both still intact.
Yep.
Aurora's doing well to, you know, back off when TNC wants to fight. I think they read him out.
In a way, Leo, whoa. 3 Mart jumps in.
Chi plus the Throne of Ruin, no one home. They answer back with a glorious pathway. And of course, a Pat's Feast. And again, if it leads to nothing, I think that's an advantage for Aurora. They can just bide their time, lead up to when Sicilian is inevitable.
When he has the stacks at that point, but this is the interesting thing too. Both sides now, we've seen it. It's this kind of engage, then disengage on both fronts for the lineups here. But all this led to Aurora putting pressure now up the top side. Benny Cutie might lose this turret here, so that tier 1 does go up top. Does Chaknu follow through with the unbreakable? They're gonna go for something.
Mount Shocker on is a lot of them, and Edward goes down. He used his flicker to try and push them all back. Down goes Light to Yue. Pops that Bat's Feast to no avail. TNC read into Aurora's tendencies. Great for the Phoenix Army.
Great answer. Again, it was starting to build up in the gold lead for Aurora. TNC just took that and took the tier 1 turret as well. Might even take this purple buff. Again, there's a push down bottom, at least trying to make something happen, but TNC, they don't get the purple buff, so that'll still be there for Demon Kite. But what TNC is doing is they're playing smart, man. They're playing to the strengths that they have here. Ooh, even for Zyna, again, it looks like, so he'll get his purple. And they're setting things up.
Did you see that, Joseph?
What's that?
Light is rocking Encourage.
Yeah, he's done that a couple games now.
Instead of Conceal.
Yeah.
That's a choice he's made.
I've noticed it throughout the series. Light has actually opted for the Encourage. They're going to go ahead and take this 3rd turtle in their hands. Aurora starts it up, but TNC, they don't want to give this one at this time. Mount Shocker going to be used. Zyna will get control. Does Light choose to fight this with a team? There's the charge in.
Flicker, Throne of Ruin. Zyna secures the turtle. Glorious pathway by Light, and they're trying to do it. Edward falls first, traded out for Zyna. Edward goes down as well. 2 for 1. And that'll be 1 more. 3 for 1. Benny Cutie. TNC 6 kills up.
What? I mean, Aurora, it looked like they would have had a much better fight. I guess they weren't encouraged enough for that one because there were so many low health bars for TNC, but still, they just didn't have enough firepower in Aurora's hands. Again, this is one of those lineups that needs to build. It has to have time to cook. And even with that setup that came through, they just didn't have it. So, again, you take a look at the items. Demon Kite still has the Sky Piercer, 100 Strike Sky Piercer, but you know he's still scrapping for stacks. He doesn't have any yet. Dominkai will get a brute force, so this is the hard part when they go into these fights. It's surviving them long enough, but then also having that throughput in terms of damage to get these kills in their favor.
It's clear that Aurora are waiting for a power spike. Stacks on Demon Kite, Yue to get his third item, and that means the rest of them just have to hunker down and take it. They just have to clench and bite down. And that's what's happening. That's why this league
Buckle up.
is gonna maybe balloon up to 3,000,
Yeah.
maybe past this Lord, and then that's when Aurora can plan for the comeback.
Yeah,
It's a long con for Aurora.
But I mean, look at the damage meter here too. Lancey sitting at top. Yue's not too far behind. Mind you, he is just continuing to farm stacks up. But, you know, Lancey, he's been picking this Lunox time and time again, man, and he's able to go ahead and pump out enough bursts. I mean, even with a glowing wand priority here, that helps him enough to deal with that sustainability that not only comes from Light and the Revitalize, but even Yue. Oh, Chaknu, he'll go ahead and Unbreakable. This Lord is up.
Yep.
It's still Aurora that wants to take this positioning, though, Leo.
Again, when it comes down to honest moving forward, like just marching through, Aurora still has a good chance. They have a Lapu-Lapu, they have a high loss, and then if they can place Yue properly, then Bat's Feast plus all of his nukes could really ruin TNC. But TNC, they still have that Phoenix Flash down their pocket, you know? A quick jump from Chaknu, a quick jump from 3mar at this point in the game is lethal, so that's the only thing that they're stopping. They're stopping TNC from getting those by being in a better position early on.
And it's funny how that Phoenix Flash has developed now in Game 5. A lot of that could come from Chaknu, but I think it's more so 3mar on the Alice, like we've seen many times, especially when the Flicker is available. TNC's not in a rush at all to take presence around this Lord. They'll just farm up what they can. Zyda, he's up on the top side.
Look at this Dominkite. With all that's happening on the map, I think this is a great way to make the most out of a quiet moment like this. Passive push, he gets it done.
Yeah, he's been doing that work. Again, playing on the macro level here for Aurora. This is one of the things that made them so strong throughout the regular season. And again, TNC just being one of those teams. This is what we mentioned yesterday too when we were casting it. It's like, you know, that little break that TNC had. I know they took a little bit of a trip in between the regular season and then the playoffs. Seems to have paid huge dividends for them in terms of just their play here. Playing so cleanly for the most part throughout this series. Being able to lock in things synergistically between each other and these picks that they have. Now can they bring that here in this first Lord fight that seems to be Aurora starting it up, not blitzing it. They'll be pushed off, it'll reset, so still respecting what TNC has.
This is dangerous for Aurora. Despite them having good damage output and, again, seemingly unbreakable resolve, Yue has a minute on his Flicker. If he dies now, say goodbye to late game scaling. You're gonna have to delay that for another 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah. So they have to be very careful. That's why he's so far off.
He's got to play that backside just safe as he can. Chaknu's going to charge on in after the claws didn't connect, but he doesn't get the Unbreakable off either. Still holding on to Revitalize, same for Light. It'll be both junglers just go ahead and setting things up. That purple's almost up for Demon Kite. Same for Zyda, so they'll go ahead and get what they need buff-wise. Zyda having a little bit of lead, knows that Demon Kite's grabbing his, will start up this Lord. This is a moment for TNC to get the space they need now at this point. Keep an eye on Chaknu. What's he going to do? Light will spot them out. Even for 3mar. Again, he's done this time and time again with Yalis. He could be the surprise factor, but Chaknu's still at half health. He'll reset.
These checks aren't for free. Chaknu feigning the recall here, holding this fence brush. It's not for free. Aurora knows that they can keep pressing these buttons and keep threatening a blitz from out of nowhere while this dance continues.
What does this get? I mean, who is this delay working better
Aurora.
for?
I'll tell you now, Aurora.
Because Yue?
Yeah, because
just
Yue.
Stacks on stacks?
Because Demon Kite, because he moves a little faster on the map compared to Zyda, and that's why TNC, the only thing that they're holding on to is a Mount Chakra. Look at this, the Blitz coming through, a Flicker, a Gleam. No one home for that throne. The Lord goes over to Aurora, down goes 3mar.
Oh no, Benny's in trouble.
Kite wreaking havoc into the back line. Pops that Vengeance. Ben Cutie with that Thornball memory. Kite still alive. Zyda thinking twice, maybe he can, maybe he shouldn't. Down he goes. Edward gets the kill in the back line. Chaknu, they have overextended. The Mamba finds no one. As Zyda falls, so does Benny. Lancey served up a kill to Light with the help of Yue. And it's all gone awry. Chaknu, the only one left. Dominicite going hunting. Oh, he finds Chaknu. The Mamba's gonna have to fold. A wipeout for the Northern Lights.
It was a disciplined fight. It took some time, but man, Aurora showcased what's made them so strong in Season 16. This could be the end here. They're pushing in with the Lord.
They're all here. All 5 members. This could blow up in their face as they go for the base. 3 more. Gets taken out. Demon Kite finds him. And Edward gets his immortality popped.
And he's still alive.
Light goes down. And that's a trade for 3 more. The base still alive at a third of its health. The wave gets cleared out. Aurora cannot finish it. The Phoenix Army is still in it.
They're still in the game, Leo. They almost saw it end in front of their eyes. Aurora tried off the first Lord, but hey, TNC, you gotta give it up to them. They kept it together, and they're still in the game. The 14-minute mark in, Aurora got themselves a lead. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a replay of that take, but man, that Lord dance extended, that is the new type of dance we're seeing here. But the problem was, when they went into it, TNC fought. By the way, I don't know if we'll see it, but Edward was able to save the right target with pressure from TNC, and then it turned into a mini fight between each other on different parts of the map. So again, Aurora showcasing just how strong they are in the team fight if they're able to go ahead and get it in their favor. Now TNC finds themselves in this position. They've got to take care of Benny Cutie, man.
Not over just yet. A Mount Shocker by Zaida. He's sweating to secure even his own purple. Oh my god! That Sanguine Claw displaced it, allowing Demon Kite to yeet it out of range.
That's Yue, man.
That is Grand Theft Purple to the most disrespectful degree.
That's like an alley-oop with the claws.
It's like
Yue's alley-ooping.
It's like a 2-man con job. It's like, hey, look over here. Ha.
And you saw it, man. The last fight, I don't know how many stacks. I'm not sure if we can get a stack check on Yue. I'd love to see how many stacks he has on the Sicilian.
A metric ton.
He's gotta, because he's had free reign to go ahead and get everything he needs. And we saw it earlier when that fight did break out. It was like that one bad impact was able to pump out enough damage too. And I believe even with his build, you know, he's got the Divine Glaive already. He's got the Lantern glowing wand to help with some of the healing, and then a little bit of defense with that Winter Crown. So flicker or not, he was able to go ahead and find that space. Now they're going to go for this Lord. They're going to take it.
Benny's a world away. He's going to have to march his way here. And Demon Kite's going to secure the AOG. Zaida throws out that, oh my god! Yue pops him! Down goes 3 more. Shadow kill. Chaknu falls, double kill for Demon Kite. And now Lancey's going to be up next, flickering on out. Aurora are circling like sharks. And it's just Benny Cutie left. The inevitable is but seconds away.
That's a triple for Demon Kite, and now they'll go. What can they do?
What is a Phoenix Splash to the light that shines brightest? #1 in the league moves on through to the upper bracket finals. Aurora take the series.
A sigh of relief.